Hi, welcome to this video. So on February 18th, the sun moves into Pisces. So when the sun is in Pisces, it's easier to be in touch with your intuition and your unconscious mind. Our dreams will be more noticeable. We may become more aware of what's going on in our unconscious minds. Symbolism might make more sense right now, and any of the intuitive arts are highly favored during this time. It's also important to become aware of what's going on unconsciously, because the lines between illusion and reality are more blurred, and between imagination and manifestation. So it's important to become aware of what's going on unconsciously so that you are clearer in your intentions when it comes to manifesting your reality. You may be more selfless and focused on the collective during this time, and therefore it's important not to become too self-sacrificing, because during this time our energy will be more sensitive to the world around us. And so while it's important to focus on bettering the world, it's important not to focus too much on the problems, because you might get overwhelmed a bit by the energies of those problems. So it's always good to have a balance between yourself and everything else. So that's important to remember during this time. It's very important to be aware of that unconscious stuff, because if you're sticky in the unconscious realms, if you're feeling these energetic stickiness, then things can stick to you more. So to focus on your own self and healing your own self is more important, so that you're not catching what other unconscious emotions or energies are around you. So, of course, for empaths, this is extremely important to know in general. And during this time, most people will feel more empathic than normal. So just remember to keep yourself clear is basically the point of that. Anyways, Mercury in Aquarius sextiles Uranus in Aries on February 20th, and then trines Jupiter in Libra on February 21st. So this is a great time for expanding your mind and becoming more aware of realities beyond your own, and opening your mind to others' ideas or even beliefs, possibly. It also is good for opening your own mind to new realms within yourself, because of course Jupiter is retrograde, so going into your inner realms and expanding your awareness through the inner world is also favored, though it's great to discuss some of these findings with others around you as well, because it'll help just break barriers of sorts even. And new ideas and solutions may come to you during this time as well, and being able to look at everything from a more objective perspective and a more favoring towards people of different places and people of different races and people who are just the people in general, like more openness to humanity at large, and new ideas of helping humanity at large can come to you. So for a lot of people, this could be an inner game of breaking down barriers within yourself, because Jupiter being retrograde is having us go within to break down those walls so that we can connect with others beyond beliefs that have perhaps kept us from connecting with others. So that's another aspect of this as well. And then the sun is conjunct the south node on February 21st exactly, and that's when we start feeling these eclipse feelings going on, because that's when that's exact. And I'll go into that a little bit later. And then Mars in Aries squares Pluto in Capricorn on February 21st exactly. and I'll also go into that a little bit later. And then Mercury in Aquarius sextiles Saturn in Sagittarius on February 23rd. So all of these new ideas and these solutions that we might have thought of and ways of connecting with people will be able to be grounded in reality. Our beliefs will be reflecting the changes, at least idealistically, of course, because there's some people who are unwilling to change. Saturn and Sagittarius could represent those who are more rigid in their thinking, but there's still a possibility of grounding in new ways of thinking and new ways of connecting with people and bringing some of those solutions down to earth and solidifying those things in a more tangible way, so that new beliefs can be brought into this realm, new ways of being, new ways of thinking, and new ways, of course, I've said this already, connecting with others. Sometimes I start to repeat myself after a second. Okay. And then Mercury moves into Pisces on February 25th. So this is going to bring our conscious mind and our unconscious mind into a more, more of a combination. So our awareness of our dreams and our unconscious mind are going to be right at the surface. Our dreams will be more vivid, or we'll at least be able to make sense of our dreams or even process our emotions more consciously. It's a great time for healing, intuitive work, all of that stuff. Our intuitions will be a lot more accurate, and we'll feel what's going on with people. We'll be more telepathic with people. We'll understand what the meaning behind what people are saying is more. Like they could say less words and you'll still understand what they're really trying to say. And that kind of communication. Communication could be a little more confusing, though, if you're not aware of what's going on a little bit more under the surface stuff. Because you may expect people to read your mind, it could cause some miscommunication because of that. Or if you're trying to be deceptive in any way, then that's going to cause problems, of course, because, Pisces rules illusions or deception sometimes. And it's also important, though, for digging into the deceptions in our world, because there's quite a bit of that happening. There's a lot more confusion because of the, so much information being put out there. When you dig into those informations, it could just become more confusing at times. When you're like, you know what I might be talking about. The more you dig, the more confusing it gets, because you're not sure who to believe or what to believe. So that could be an issue right now, too. Then, the moon in Pisces conjuncts the south node exactly on February 25th. And then the new moon solar eclipse happens on February 26th at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So with this new moon solar eclipse, this is a time of letting go of deceptions, addictions, illusions, and unconscious tendencies, and letting go of the pain of the collective. This is a time of releasing the pain of the collective and allowing for our unity to come forward, our sense of being one with each other and knowing that we're all the same at some level and that everything is actually connected. This realization is going to be coming forward even more so, and just letting go of all the crap that is preventing us from feeling a sense of peace within ourselves and with each other and within the world at large. So it's a good time for just focusing on your own unconscious processes and letting go of the things that are keeping you from feeling clarity and basically letting go of all the confusion and illusory experiences, all this cloudy kind of stuff, you know? Like, it's a good time for opening your third eye and clearing away all of the stuff that might have gotten caught up in there, like just from media and all that crap, you know? I'm just clearing it right now. Or yeah, basically just, yeah, and addictions, of course, are also a part of that. Substances, things that have altered your perception, all of the things that have kept us from being clear in our perceptions of reality is being released. And then Mars, and this is also on the 26th/27th, Mars will conjunct Uranus in Aries, oppose Jupiter in Libra, and square Pluto in Capricorn. And of course, the square to Capricorn, or Pluto, is on February 21st exact. So, but it's a T-square going on. Mars conjunct Uranus is going to bring a need to face the truth. And this could bring disruption and change if there has been a lack of truth. So everything that is falling apart right now is no longer true for you. That's the main message of this, you know, whole T-square, really, because it's opposite Jupiter. Jupiter, because we're going within right now with Jupiter being retrograde, is bringing us what is, you know, we're letting, like I said before, we're letting go of beliefs that are not allowing us to feel peaceful with ourselves or with others, and we're trying to find that inner peace, and that's good. Once we find the inner peace, that connects us with the truth, and when we find out the truth, things might have to fall away that are no longer true. Squaring Pluto and Capricorn may bring up a power struggle in that, of course, because Pluto rules like power, and being in Capricorn, that's like an authority. So it could be like related to your boss or your career, or to anything that you felt has had some kind of power over you. You might be breaking free from any restrictions or chains of sorts, anything that's keeping you from feeling true to yourself or free. So, and we're realizing that the true power comes from within ourselves, and the only way to break free from people's, you know, sense of power or manipulation over us is to realize that true power comes from within, and there's no way that those people can actually have power over us, because ultimately we're all equally powerful. And so once we come to that realization, nothing can have power over us, including all the structures that are in place in our world. Everything that we give power to is actually kind of disintegrating at this time. Anything that we basically believe has power over us is dissolving, because we're realizing that that's not really power. It's actually manipulation, and it's not real, basically. So yeah, that's like the ultimate realization of our times. So yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon with more aspects. I'm gonna try to be more detailed with this. I actually used my software and wrote down all the aspects again like I used to, because for a while I was just kind of dilly-dallying with my phone and such, using the software on my phone, which is really, you know, it's kind of fun for being in the moment, but when it comes to being more detail oriented, it's not so good. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have an awesome time.